Hi, I'm Michael. I'm 33. I am originally from Aberdeen, up northeast of Scotland. I moved down to Glasgow when I was 18 to study at university. At the moment, I'm currently working for a bank, and I am what is classed as a client data analyst. So we help set up records for businesses and clients like sole traders or partnerships, so that way we can start trading on the stock markets, such as foreign exchange, money markets, capital markets, collateral, things like that. So basically, in terms of my day, I wake up at 5:15 in the morning, get ready, head to the gym, where I will work out until about 7 o'clock. I will then head home, usually get home for 7:15, and it's a quick shower, quick change, make breakfast and a cup of tea. And breakfast could range from maybe toast or just Weetabix, since I'm usually short of time. But luckily I work from home at the moment, so it's, kitchen's right next to the desk, which is always good. And so I do compressed shifts as well. So I work 4 days out of 5, which does mean that I work longer shifts. So I usually do 8 in the morning till 6 at night. So start my day at 8 o'clock, and then I am dealing with what's called controls, which is just checking for any errors that happen in the trades of the previous night, making sure all that's fixed, that way they can run for the next day. I also check the queues, make sure nothing's left out from the day before. And then at about 10 o'clock, we have our team meeting that we need to discuss, that we have every day, where we discuss what went well the day before, what went badly, what can we improve on, and basically just how we're doing generally. So it's good to always have a bit of a chat with your team. And then again, it's just managing the queues that come in, things that come in critical, which means it needs to be done within an hour. We can get high volume requests, which we need to set up and get it done with a specific time frame. Stuff needs to be done by close of business. I'm also part of a project where we need to create statements for customers on money markets, which means we create 800 statements and it needs to be checked, double checked, and things like that. So to be honest, the job is not the most exciting. It can get very busy, a bit stressful, especially when you've got like 30 critical requests all at the same time. It needs to be done within the hour, but generally it's not a bad job for what we get paid, which is always good, In terms of working from home, I think it's the best thing for me personally, since my office is based in Edinburgh. So not having to commute, travel, spend money out on travel is, always a perk. And it's always good to be able to wake up and roll out of bed and just go to your office in the kitchen. But that is changing to 2 days a week, which I'm not too thrilled of, if I'm honest. As I mentioned, that means having to commute, having to get up even earlier. I need to get up at 4 in the morning to be able to travel or catch the bus to get into Edinburgh on time for my shift. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. But then the day just carries on until I get my lunch at about 2 o'clock. But even then, sometimes you need to get someone to cover your queue in case anything critical comes across. But again, it can only be people that are trained on the tasks that you're trained on. So sometimes with holidays and things like that, I don't particularly get a specific hour lunch break. I might take 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there, just to try and make it up. Or I just have to work through lunch. But if I'm doing that, then what I'll do is I'll just sit Netflix on my little stand and just sit and watch Netflix and just check the queues every now and again, which is fine, as long as the work gets done, And then lunch is 2 till 3. Lunch can basically consist of whatever's in the fridge, but usually it might be a sandwich or like chicken and vegetables. If I'm in the office, I do try to prepare the night before my meals. Again, it could be a salad or chicken and vegetables again. Yeah, very boring, unfortunately, but got to try and lose the weight. And if I'm in a rush or totally forgot to take out something out of the freezer or defrost the night before, there's sandwich shops at the office, might just jump and grab a sandwich at Costa or Greg's, something like that. And then usually, again, because of lunch, the way it works, obviously at home you can't really speak to anyone. You can obviously go on your phone and WhatsApp people, but in the office it's just a hit or a miss whether or not you're actually with people at the same time, because again, they've got queues they need to manage, they might get their lunch at a different time, and usually because they're working normal 9 to 5 or 10-6, our lunches don't always fall at the same time. So sometimes just sitting by yourself in the office, in the canteen, earphones in, watching again something on Netflix. So I go back, lunch is 2 till 3, go back at 3, carry on, check, see what queues are available, is everything been covered, and then you're just working through your day. And then if you're working till 6, there is what's called an end of day chat that goes on, which is specifically people that are working till 6, between 5 and 6. You'll be given extra tasks to do and make sure everything's covered for the end of the day, because with some tasks it has to be done that day. You can't leave it overnight because it can affect the trading in the stock markets for the clients. When I finish at 6, if I'm at home, it's just a case of getting up, preparing dinner, which again all depends on what I've taken out of the freezer, but it could be like spaghetti bolognese, it could be Cajun pasta, chicken. There's a lot of chicken in my diet, unfortunately. And then it's usually sitting in the couch in the living room watching Netflix while eating dinner. And at the moment I'm trying to get through Ozark, which is incredibly boring. I really don't get why people like it, but I've almost finished, so I'm going to just carry on. And then once that's done, if I don't have anything planned, sometimes I might plan to go see my partner, but because he flies his cabin crew, he's obviously away for a lot of the days. So if he's home, I'll go to his, or he'll come over here and we'll have dinner together and just spend our time together, watch Netflix, watch RuPaul's Drag Race, which is always a plus. But if I'm by myself, I'll try and organise to go spend time with friends, go meet them for dinner, or just to hang out. Or if everyone's busy, I'll just sit and play the PlayStation. As you can see, I really enjoy my consoles. I'm a big gamer. So at the moment, I'm trying to get through a list of games that I've either not completed or not even opened. A lot of them are still in their wrappers. But my biggest sort of games are Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, Sonic, a lot of role-playing games that I will try and get through. And then I aim to get to bed about 10 o'clock, 10:30, because I really like to try and get between 7 to 8 hours of sleep, especially because if I don't, I'm really tired the next day and it doesn't help when going to the gym. And then it just continues on in the cycle. Go to bed 10, 10:30, and then wake up again at 5, 5:15 to head to the gym again. And yeah, that's my day.